Tryna rain on thunder. Till the storm I'm you. Tryna rain on thunder. Till the storm I'm you. Lord forgive me, I've been running blind and truth. I'ma rain on this bitter love. Tell the sweet I'm you. Freedom, I can move. Freedom, come and loose. Singing freedom, where are you? 'Cause I need freedom too.
So my name's Shaday Barrowes and I'm a writer and theatre maker, also spoken word performer. And I am one of the performers in the film / performance, and I'm also the writer of Fighting Freedom, which was really, really difficult piece to write, but very rewarding at the same time.
Yeah. And I'm Emily Rossette, so I'm a performer and a theatre practitioner, and I was a performer in Finding Freedom.
Was Finding Freedom what you were looking to do originally for Fringe before it went virtual, or was it something completely different that you ended up doing?
So yeah, Finding Freedom was, we were originally going to do it. It was basically, we were commissioned by Beyond Face to do a script for, and so basically that's where Finding Freedom essentially, and then after that we decided to basically see if we could put it in for the Fringe, and then we didn't think we would get the Fringe, but we did, and lockdown happened, and then we had to make a film, and it was really difficult.
Yeah, very difficult, considering I came back home to London and Shaday was still in Plymouth at the time. So we both had to try and figure out how we can create this film as being like so far apart.
Yeah, it was very difficult to kind of film a story because we were 6 hours away from each other, but we managed it.
Yeah, was the rehearsals a lot of Zooms then, or was it like a lot of phone calls, or how did that go?
Yeah, so the rehearsals were a lot of Zoom, a lot of phone calls, a lot of kind of going over conversations that we had already had when we were kind of trying to make it a live performance. And there was a lot of editing, a lot of recording notes and listening to the voice notes and being like, oh, that doesn't sound right, or that does sound right. There was a lot of filming, just content that we wasn't necessarily going to use, but it was definitely a very frustrating process. It was very rewarding.
Yeah, so that you did all the recording yourself then, all of the filming, because it was both of your voices majoritively, not all the way through it, but majoritively was over clips, wasn't it? So did you do all of the raw footage yourselves as well?
We both filmed different clips and basically sent it to each other, and then we sent voice notes as well. And Shaday did all the hard stuff of editing it all together.
Oh, really? Is this the first time you had to edit anything, or have you had practice in it before?
Never, ever had before. It was difficult, most challenging thing I've ever done, and I did it all on my iPhone. iMovie.
No way, really?
What I was, I don't know who I thought I was, but like, somehow we managed it. I didn't realise that on iMovie, when you like create like a film and you edit the audio, so basically I did like 4 hours of just like putting the clips together that we had already arranged, and I put the audios over it, and I was just going through each intricate audio, and then I watched the whole entire piece and the audios did not align with the images and the video. So I just got so frustrated. I literally chucked my bedroom. My boyfriend had to calm me down because it was so frustrating. But eventually made it happen. We did it, and it ended up really kind of like abstract, instead of like, we wanted it to tell a story, but then at the same time we wanted the words to be the words came first. Like
Yeah.
film kind of thing, and I just want to listen, because especially at that point, so much had happened for the Black community and so much is still happening, and it felt like more than ever that we just wanted people to listen, you know.
Yeah.
Do you think you'd want to take this into a theatre piece in the future, or do you think you'd keep it as the virtual clip that you've got now?
I think definitely in the future we would like further. We want to kind of have a break right now just because things are just quite overwhelming.
Yeah,
But
it's a lot.
yeah, we definitely do want to revisit this piece, and we really want to like just kind of everything into it, but probably not right now. But yeah, definitely,
Yeah, amazing. Do you think there's anything about the production side of it that now you've done it, you think, oh, I could have done this differently to make it easier at all? Or
definitely, in terms of I could have maybe asked a few more people for help, definitely done a little bit more research on editing, but looking back, I'm glad I did it because it's actually inspired me to do a lot of content for my own Instagram and like create my own film. So I would do it. Yeah.
Do you think that you would want to work in this way again? Would you be open to the idea of trying to do stuff this remotely, or would you just be no, we have to be in a room together and that's the only way we do it?
I would think like working this way, I don't think I'll be able to do it with Shaday and not have a chance to meet up with her. If it was both like Zoom calls and like rehearsals or meetups as well, that could work. But this way is so tough. It is hard. It's hard to kind of like get our energy, like bounce off one another, especially when you're talking about like race and something that's so deep. Sometimes we need that companionship. We need that face-to-face interaction. Via Zoom, it's like if one of us got emotional, broke down, you can't do nothing. You're just on the phone, like on video chat, just looking. It's a bit. I mean, I think depending on the piece, if it's something quite light-hearted, I think maybe but I don't know.
Yeah, definitely. I'd like to echo that in the sense that the piece was very difficult and it was very hard for us to kind of connect with each other. And there was just a lot going on, and it would have been better if we were together in the same room, because when we were rehearsing for the live performance, we would really, like kind of have like a checkout, kind of like talk to each other, kind of be there for each other physically, but obviously we can't do that right now. So yeah, I probably would do it, but I know that it would be a challenge.
And in terms of in terms of what you were saying about with everything else that was going on while making the piece, did you find that you were constantly making changes or discovering things, or finding those points that you felt like actually this is really difficult for us to do, and we have to find, for your own sakes, particularly in the context of looking after yourselves and looking after each other, did you find those points where you had to go, okay, we have to kind of put a line here just to make sure we're comfortable with what we're doing because of everything else that's going on in the world?
You'll go first?
You could go first.
I feel like definitely. There was definitely times or days where we're like, okay, today's a bad day. Let's reschedule our Zoom rehearsal for another day because today's a lot. So we definitely did have days we both checked in and understood that certain days we just couldn't be creative. So just so the word so
yeah, definitely. There were really bad days. We just wrote it off and we was just like, no, we're not going to do it today. And sometimes we just have conversations. Like the thing Emily and I is that we're well, and that we went to the same university. Like we have like kind of similar experiences. What made the piece work so well, and that's why we work well together. So we were collaborating with each other, but we were also each other's friends, and we were also there for each other. And all 100%, that's like how we're feeling comes first. If we're not feeling okay, we're not doing it today. And so what I love about working with Emily.
yeah.
And were you happy with how people responded to the piece? Have you had conversations with people since it went online and had a chat with them about what they took away from it? How do you feel people received the piece in terms of how you wanted it to be seen?
Yeah, so for me, like before the piece going up online, I was really anxious that the message wouldn't come across or hit as hard as it did when we performed it live. So hearing people watching it the first time, some of my family's from London, and them like saying that it literally touched them, it kind of reassured me that, oh no, like we did manage to get a message across. So I was quite reassured after hearing that.
Yeah, definitely. I was the same. Like when I showed my family and friends, they literally cried because, you know, part of the words that were in the piece, like, were some of their words, you know. And so happy that it was able to resonate with them, and they like kind of like they understood it, you know what I mean? And like, yeah, I felt like it was reciprocated really well. Yeah.
And it must be quite strange, because in this particular way you get to be there and watch it with those people, because normally, of course, you're in the piece, you're performing or you're backstage or whatever, and this time you're actually like, well, it's just there, so you can sit there and sit with your family or friends or whatever and watch it. And it must be quite a nice thing to be able to share that experience with those people as well, particularly compared to the normal thing where you do the show and you have to like wait until it finishes and then try and see people and be like, what did you think? Or not sure if you can ask them. It must have been nice to be able to sit there and go, you can sit with people and say, share that experience, particularly when it's so personal to you. And you know, for say, like you say, Shaday, for your family to have their words in there as well, it must be really nice to sit there and share that with them.
Yeah.
Like you wouldn't normally be able to do.
Yeah, definitely. Like, definitely, because my mum, you know, she's a different generation. Like, she deals with things differently, in relation to rape. She deals with it very differently. Her words being said, it's if like her voice is hurt as well. Do you know what I mean? So it was really nice to be with my mum and my family and like share that with them. Like, especially with everything that's going on now, like it's just what we needed as a family to kind of bond over for it and like kind of understand like my sister and what I went through. And yeah, it was really good it was good.
I asked her the question, what is freedom? She said that freedom to her was seeing her children prosper, whether that meant them graduating from university or being able to help their soon-to-be bigger family, or even watching them run before they could walk, or slipping over the clear murky puddles that she knew adulthood would bring.